Between April 16th and April 24th, 2026, the AI market experienced a collision of 9 major product launches in just 8 days. That single week saw 4 flagship models and 5 enterprise agent platforms released simultaneously, forcing the developer community to reevaluate their entire stacks overnight. Committing to the wrong provider during this window creates immediate technical debt. If you hard-code your application to a model that is surpassed a week later, you lose the agility needed to stay competitive. Navigating this requires a clear understanding of what an agent actually is. Unlike a chatbot that simply generates a response to a prompt, an agent possesses the autonomy to execute a high-level goal. It can browse the web, query databases, and write implementation logic across multiple files. It identifies the intermediate steps, runs its own tests, and fixes its own errors without human intervention. Because these capabilities are so distinct, the industry has divided into specialized clans. Building effectively in 2026 requires matching these specific strengths to the problems they were designed to solve. Anthropic positioned Claude Opus 4.7 as the primary tool for deep reasoning and complex software engineering. This chart shows the latest SWE-bench verified scores, which measure how successfully an AI resolves real-world GitHub issues. Claude holds a clear lead here, outperforming both GPT and DeepSeek on multi-step coding tasks. In a production environment, this means Claude handles context up to 1 million tokens. It can map out the architecture of an entire large-scale application within VS Code or your terminal without losing track of logic. Anthropic also addressed a major hurdle in agent workflows: context loss. Most agents start with a blank slate every time you run them. Opus 4.7 uses persistent memory to retain project state, specific architectural decisions, and custom notes across multiple days of work. Claude is the choice for engineers building complex software, where reasoning depth is the priority. However, its high cost per token makes it an expensive option for simpler, high-volume tasks. GPT-5.5 takes a different approach, prioritizing broad enterprise utility and computer interaction over raw coding benchmarks. This radar chart highlights GPT's performance on the OS World benchmark. It leads the market in computer use, meaning it is more effective at navigating operating systems and third-party apps. GPT 5.5 interacts with interfaces much like a human operator, clicking buttons, scrolling through menus, and transferring data between different software applications. These capabilities are packaged into workspace agents. OpenAI designed these for business teams in marketing or operations who need to automate complex cross-app workflows without writing code. The platform includes built-in web search, image generation, and voice modes, making it a comprehensive tool for general enterprise tasks. GPT 5.5 provides the most flexibility for operations teams who need to automate standard office work, even if it lacks the specialized reasoning depth found in Claude. DeepSeek V4 Preview represents a significant shift in the market's unit economics by offering frontier-level performance as an open-source model. While proprietary models often cost up to $60 per million tokens, DeepSeek V4 Flash is priced at 14 cents. That is a 99% cost reduction compared to the leading Western models. Because it runs natively on Huawei's Ascend processors, DeepSeek provides a pathway for high-scale AI that is entirely independent of the Western semiconductor supply chain. For developers, this price point makes it feasible to run millions of daily inference tasks. It is specifically useful for high-volume back-end processes where processing scale is more important than perfect reasoning. You do make a trade-off in quality. DeepSeek will struggle more with edge case logic and highly complex coding than the other two clans. DeepSeek serves as the heavy-duty engine for builders who need to scale their applications while maintaining a sustainable profit margin. Relying on a single AI provider in 2026 creates a rigid infrastructure that cannot keep pace with the rate of model improvement. The current standard is multi-model routing. Instead of one model doing everything, tasks are assigned to whichever provider is currently the best at that specific job. A central routing hub analyzes the requirements of an incoming request and determines the most efficient path for processing. It directs coding tasks to Claude, UI-based tasks to GPT, and high-volume data processing to DeepSeek. This model-agnostic approach allows you to swap out any single component the moment a better or cheaper version is released by a competitor. In this environment, the long-term advantage belongs to the developers who treat these models as a coordinated team rather than a single solution. Direct, advisory, use Claude Opus 4.7 if your primary goal is building deep, multi-file software architecture. Choose GPT-5.5 if you are an operations team needing to automate tasks across various business applications. And deploy DeepSeek V4 if you need to scale high-throughput backend tasks without high overhead costs. Understanding these trade-offs is the first step to building stable agentic systems. Subscribe to the channel because next we're doing a deep dive into the move toward open-source agent orchestration. Let's go.